talk about graphing linear equations in two variables. So we have three conditions in graphing linear equations in two variables. So iisa-isahin natin sila sa video na ito. So we can graph linear equations using first 2 points, second would be the x and y intercepts, and lastly the slope and a point on the line. So let's start first with 2 points. So given 2 points, how are we going to graph linear equations in two variables? First, we're going to make a table of values using the given equation. Second, we're going to plot the ordered pairs. And lastly, we're going to connect the 2 points to form a straight line. So madali lang pag given na yung dalawang 2 points. But yung sa mga example ko, yung ibibigay would be the linear equation. And we're going to get 2 points from that linear equation. Suppose we have example number 1. Graph the line y is equal to 2x plus 1. So the first thing that we need to do is to determine 2 points from this given equation. So how are we going to do that? So we're going to assign values. We are going to make use of a table of values to get or to determine 2 points. Now, suppose I am going to let x is equal to 1. So pwede na kayo lang yung mag-assign ng any values sa x. But for me, it would be very convenient if yung gagamitin natin na value ng x would be a small value. Nang sa ganun, pag na-substitute na natin siya sa given, hindi tayo mahihirapan. So, I'm going to let x be equal to 1. So, ako lang yung nag-assign ng value ng x na 1. So, we're going to substitute 1 sa given na equation natin. So, it will become y is equal to 2 times the quantity of 1 plus 1. So, isi-simplify lang natin. So, magiging 2 times 1 becomes 2. Bring down 1. So, 2 plus 1, that would be equal to 3. So, it simply means na yung first point natin is 1, 3. So, kung 1 yung x natin, yung y value naman natin would be equal to 3. And we're going to assign another value since 2 points yung kailangan natin kunin. So, let us say x is equal to 2. So, this time, 2 naman yung isa-substitute ko sa given na equation. So, magiging y is equal to 2 times 2 plus 1. So, isi-simplify lang natin. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Bring down natin yung 1. And finally, 4 plus 1, that would be equal to 5. So, sa table of values natin, yung next na point natin would be 2, 5. So, since may dalawang points na tayo, pwede na nating i-graph yung equation ng line. So, the first point would be 1, 3, and the second point would be 2, 5. So, first, we're going to draw a Cartesian plane. Make sure na kompleto yung information ng Cartesian plane natin. We have the origin, we have the numbers sa x at saka sa y-axis. So, ipa-plot natin ngayon si 1, 3. This would be 1, 3. And next, we're going to plot 2, 5. And this would be 2, 5. So, we simply connect the 2 points using a straight line. So, it will be better if we're going to extend the line hanggang sa makross niya yung y-axis at saka x-axis para mas accurate yung graph na magagawa natin. So, make sure na lalagyan natin ng arrowheads yung magkabilang dulo ng line natin. So, yung arrowhead simply means na yung line natin is continuous or infinite. So, this would be the graph of the line y is equal to 2x plus 1. So, pwede natin siyang pangalanan ng y is equal to 2x plus 1. Example number 2. Graph the line y is equal to negative x plus 5. So, same pa rin yung gagawin natin. Mag-a-assign tayo ng any values sa x. Again, pwedeng kahit anong number na gusto nyong ilagay sa value ng x. So, kayo yung magde-decide. So, y is equal to negative 1 plus 5 would be equal to 4. Kaya, sa table of values natin, yung first pair ng ordered pair natin would be 1, 4. Next, mag-a-assign ulit ako ng value ni x. So, that would be x is equal to 2. So kung 2 yung value ng x natin, yung y natin would be equal to 3. So again, substitute lang natin si 2. Negative times 2, that becomes negative 2. So negative 2 plus 5, that would be equal to 3. So the next ordered pair becomes 2, 3. So we have now the 2 points, 1, 4, and 2, 3. So gagawa ulit tayo ng Cartesian plane with the complete information. Ipa-plot natin yung dalawang points, 1, 4, and dito naman si 2, 3. So we're going to connect the 2 points using a straight line, and finally that would be the graph of our line y is equal to negative x plus 5. So the next condition would be x and y intercepts. So the steps that we need to follow is, first, we're going to substitute 0 to x to solve for the y-intercept. The next would be, we're going to substitute 0 to y para naman masolve yung x-intercept. And we're going to plot the x and y-intercepts and connect them to form a straight line. Example number 1, graph the line y is equal to negative 3x plus 2. So in this case, we're going to solve for the x and y-intercept. Again, para ma-solve si x-intercept, we're going to let y is equal to 0. Okay. So mapapansin niyo yung y, nag-substitute tayo ng 0 sa place niya. So it will become 0 is equal to negative 3x plus 2. So solve na natin yung value ni x. Si negative 3x, we're going to transpose that one to the left side of the equation. So magiging 3x. Bring down 2. So we're going to divide both sides by 3 to solve for the value of x. And 3 din dito sa kabila. So cancel natin yung 3. Therefore, x is equal to 2/3. So yung magiging point natin, since ang y natin is 0, would be 2/3, 0. Now, let's solve for the y-intercept. This time, yung x naman yung magiging 0. So, si x, papalitan natin ng 0. Then, isa-solve lang natin or isi-simplify lang natin yung given equation. So, negative 3 times 0 is equal to 0 plus 2. That would be equal to 2. Therefore, yung ordered pair or yung next ordered pair natin would be 0, 2. So, again, pag x-intercept, si y yung 0. Pag y-intercept naman, si x yung 0. This time, we have 2 points. We have 2/3, 0, and 0, 2. So, we're going to draw again a Cartesian plane. Then, plot the points. So, 2/3. So, from 0 to 1, hahatiin natin siya into 3 parts. Then, yung pangalawang part would be 2/3. Okay? This is how you graph a fraction sa number line or sa Cartesian plane. Next would be 0, 2. So, yung 0, 2 natin ay nasa y-axis. So, kung mapapansin natin, yung x-intercept natin ay nasa x-axis or along the x-axis at yung y-intercept naman natin ay nasa y-axis or along y-axis. Then, we're going to connect the 2 points. Extend natin para mag-cross siya sa x-axis at mag-cross din siya sa y-axis. Lagyan natin ng arrowheads yung magkabilang dulo to signify na infinite yung line natin. Then, we're going to name the line y is equal to negative 3x plus 2. At ito na yung magiging graph ng given line natin. Next example, y is equal to 5x minus 1. So, to solve for the x-intercept, again, we're going to let y is equal to 0. So, kukopyahin lang natin yung given equation, yung y gagawin nating 0. Then, solve lang natin yung value ni x. So, pwede nating ilipat si negative 1 sa left side ng equation. Kaya yung negative 1 naging positive 1. Then, bring down lang natin si 5x. So, to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 5 para makancel natin si 5. Okay? So, cancel natin si 5. Therefore, x becomes or equals 1/5. Okay, pwede natin silang baliktarin. And it follows na yung ordered pair natin would be 1/5, 0. Ito yung ordered pair ng x-intercept natin. Then, we're going to solve for y-intercept. This time, x would be equal to 0. Substitute lang natin si 0 sa value ni x. So 5 times 0 is equal to 0 minus 1. That would be equal to negative 1. Therefore, yung ordered pair natin would be 0, negative 1. So, gagamitin natin yung dalawang points natin na 1/5, 0 at saka 0, negative 1 para mag-graph yung line natin. So, draw ulit tayo ng Cartesian plane. Pa-plot natin yung 0, negative 1. So, nasa y-axis siya kasi y-intercept. At yung 1/5, 0 naman ay nasa x-axis. So, again, since fraction yung ginagraph natin, so from 0 to 1, hahatiin natin siya into 5 equal parts. So, yung first part would be or would represent 1/5. So, dito banda si 1/5. Then, we're going to connect the 2 points using a straight line. And finally, this would be the graph of the line y is equal to 5x minus 1. Next condition, what if the slope and a point on the line would be our given? How are we going to graph the line? So these are the steps. First step, we're going to transform the equation to slope-intercept form. As we all know, when we say slope-intercept form, it is in the form y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. Then, we're going to plot the y-intercept. So, yung sa slope-intercept form natin, yung b represents the y-intercept at yung m naman represents our slope. And third step, we're going to use the rise over run definition of slope and mark the second point. So, from the starting point na y-intercept, we're going to make use of the rise over run. Again, by definition, the slope or m is equal to rise over run. And finally, we're going to connect the 2 points to form a straight line. So para mas maliwanag, I have here our first example. Suppose we're going to graph the line 2x plus y is equal to 3. So since nakasulat siya in standard form, kailangan muna natin siyang i-transform into slope-intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b. So we're going to bring down y and transpose natin si positive 2y sa right side, kaya naging negative 2x na siya. And bring down 3. So it follows na yung slope natin is negative 2 at yung y-intercept naman natin is 3. So yung y-intercept, dito tayo magsisimula. Ito yung first point natin. Yung b natin na 3, yung would be represented as an ordered pair na 0, 3. Kasi nga pag sinabi natin y-intercept, yung x coordinate niya would be 0. And of course, given na yung y-intercept natin na b. So, yung first point natin would be 0, 3. So, from 0, 3, bibilang tayo or gagamitin natin yung definition ng slope na rise over run para makuha yung second point. So, since negative 2 yung slope natin, we are expecting na yung graph natin is falling from left to right. Or, kung makipapansin natin yung line, it is inclining to the left. So, from our first point or yung y-intercept natin na 0, 3, kung sa baba tayo magsisimula, we simply do the opposite. So, kung rise natin is 2, ibig sabihin nito, we're going to count 2 units downward. So, 1, 2. So, from here, we're going to count 1 unit to the right side. Okay, so bakit sa right side? Kasi nga, yung graph natin is inclining to the left. So, parang opposite lang yung gagawin natin. So, this would be our second point. 1, 1. Again, yung rise natin is negative 2 at yung run naman natin is positive 1. Then, we're going to connect these 2 points. Make sure may arrowhead sa magkabilang dulo. And that would be the graph of our line 2x plus y is equal to 3. So, kanina, nag-rise over run tayo, bumilang tayo ng point na nasa baba ng given or yung ng initial point natin. This time, we're going to count naman yung point na nasa taas ng initial point natin. So again, isusulat natin yung y-intercept na 0, 3. Ipa-plot natin siya una. Ito yung first point natin. So, recap natin. Yung rise natin is -2. Yung run naman natin is +1. So, from the initial point 0, 3, we're going to count 2 units upward kasi yun yung run natin. Yun yung rise natin. So, you have 1, 2. Then, from here, since negative yung sign ng slope natin, we're going to count 1 unit to the left. Okay. So, 1. And the ordered pair that corresponds to the second point would be -1, 5. So, yung kanina, sa baba tayo nag-refer. This time naman, sa taas tayo nag-refer. So, since sa taas tayo nag-refer, therefore, we simply follow yung exact na value ng rise and run natin, which is -2, +1, or -2/1. So, kung mapapansin natin kanina, opposite lang yung ginawa natin. Okay? Kung kanina, nag-move tayo 2 places downward, this time we're going to move 2 places or 2 units upward. Kung kanina, nag-run tayo ng 1 unit to the right, this time, magra-run tayo ng 1 unit to the left. So, after getting the second point, we're going to connect the 2 points and name the line. So, the line would be 2x plus y is equal to 3. And the last example, we are going to graph the line 3x minus y is equal to 2. Again, we're going to transform it first to slope-intercept form. So, 3x minus y is equal to 2. I-bring down natin sa negative y. Then, yung positive 3x, itra-transpose natin sa right side ng equation. Kaya, naging negative 3x na siya. Then, bring down natin si positive 2. And since not allowed na numerical coefficient ng y natin ay negative, so we're going to multiply the whole equation by -1. So, -1 times -y becomes positive y. Negative 3x times -1, it becomes positive 3x. At yung positive 2 naman, imumultiply natin sa -1, magiging -2. Therefore, yung slope natin is positive 3 at yung y-intercept naman natin is -2. So, again, tatandaan natin, pag negative yung numerical coefficient ni y, kailangan natin i-multiply yung whole equation by -1. So, yung value ng b natin na -2 would represent our first point na 0, -2. So, ipa-plot natin una yung point na 0, -2. And we're going to make use of the concept of the slope, which is the rise over run. So, since yung slope natin is 3 or positive, a positive integer, we are expecting na yung graph natin is rising from left to right or inclining siya dun sa right side ng Cartesian plane natin. So, from the initial point, 0, -2, suppose uunahin ko muna yung pataas. From the initial point 0, -2, I'm going to count 3 units pataas. Bakit 3? Kasi yung rise natin is 3, yung run naman natin is 1. So, 1, 2, 3. So, from here, I'm going to run to the right side of the Cartesian plane. So, bakit right side? Kasi nga, yung slope natin is positive. So, we're going to count 1 unit, 1. Therefore, yung next point or second point natin, yung ordered pair niya would be 1, 1. Okay? So, lalagyan natin ng 1, 1 para hindi tayo malito. Then, finally, we're going to connect the 2 points. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, kailangan lang natin ng 2 points para mag-graph yung linear equation natin in 2 variables. So, this would be the graph of 3x minus y is equal to 2. So, paakyat yung pagbilang natin kanina. What if we're going to do the inverse? So, same pa rin yung information natin. Una, plot natin yung 0, -2. Ito yung first point natin. So, gagawin lang natin yung opposite kanina. So, yung rise natin na 3, since upward yun kanina, this time we're going to do it downward. So, magbibilang lang tayo ng units or 3 units pababa. 1, 2, 3. And next, we're going to perform the run. Yung run naman natin would be the opposite kanina. So yung run natin kanina is towards the right side, 1 unit. This time, it would be towards the left side, 1 unit. So, 1. Therefore, it follows na yung ordered pair ng second point natin would be -1, -5. So, we're going to connect now the points, the 2 points, and this would be the graph of the line 3x minus y is equal to 2. So, yung graph kanina at yung graph ngayon is just the same. Okay? Iba lang yung pag-apply natin ng rise over run.
Now it's your turn. Try to answer the following questions. And that's a wrap. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Sir Ninyo. And you can also post your math problems in the comment section, and we will do our very best to provide solution to your questions. Because remember, every problem has a solution, at kung math ang problema ninyo, ako ang kaagapay ninyo, ako ang Sir Ninyo.